Mr. Lovett, you say Ms. Jackson is a manipulative cheater who has flaunted her flings in front of you during your relationship, and you say her affairs have caused you to doubt that you fathered her 15-month-old son, Corey Jr. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, you say Mr. Lovett is definitely your son's father and is doubting paternity because of his needless insecurities. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lovett, what is your relationship like with Corey Jr.? He's 15 months
that's
old.
my baby. I love him.
That's your baby. He is adorable.
Yeah.
That's his baby, but he denied him.
I have doubts. And my oldest son looks different from him. He's darker, he's chubby, got
He has a different
legs.
mother.
Another son by another woman.
Twins.
Yeah.
He has a different mother.
Right.
Of course he's gonna look different.
But the stuff that you been doing, it brings the doubts on it.
Okay.
Like, it ain't like you been good.
You're right.
Horse, you been pregnant.
And you ain't either. He didn't take the relationship seriously. He was talking to other women. So being that he didn't take it seriously, I didn't take it seriously. He was talking to other women and I were talking to other guys.
And so you all got together briefly and then one started cheating and the other one started cheating.
Yes. She put tracking devices on my phone. She on my Facebook. Like, people be thinking they talking to me and they not. They talking to her. She got my Facebook code and everything.
Okay, I wasn't like stalking you. You gave me
You put
your
tracking
password.
devices on my phone, right?
Yes, because
How
I
many
did not
times?
trust you.
Every time I delete it,
Every
I'll wake up in the
time.
morning
And
sometimes.
when you get a new
I see a
phone-
little bird on the top of my phone. Like, what this bird doing? You know what
Your
I'm
Honor,
saying?
he's
So I
been
find the
proven-
tracking device and then I
He's been
delete it.
proven to be
And
not loyal.
days go by, another tracking
So-
device on my phone.
He's been proven to be not loyal. And buying him, me loving him so much and him loving me so much, and us wanting to be together, I had to be certain that I wasn't being played.
You got detective skills.
I don't
You're
play.
looking for another profession.
I don't play.
So, Mr. Lovett, are you accusing Ms. Jackson of cheating in defense of your own cheating?
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
no,
Do you think she's doing it to
Exactly.
get back at you?
no, because...
Do you think she's doing it because you're doing it?
No.
So how do you know she's even doing that?
She's just a type of woman that moves
Assuming.
on. Look, she started having kids at the age of 18. She ain't gonna stop because of me. She got
What?
6 kids.
I had 4
fine.
kids when you met me. You
So-
gave me 2 more.
I'm gonna assume that she's just moving on like she always been.
But what evidence do you have that she cheated?
A couple of times we break up and then I come to the house and it was an ex at the house at the time. She told me it was her cousin.
I never told him that the guy was my cousin. I told him his sister was my cousin. He approached the house after we had
So you just
separated.
let me
Around the
assume.
time our first child together was conceived, he approached the house. We had got into an altercation, and he packed all his things and he left. Then he came back. When he came back,
Of course, she got a lot of kids.
I was
Don't let
sitting
you out of
outside.
place.
Me and the guy were sitting outside on the back of his truck. He had just
That's
finished
a
cutting
house
my grass.
I painted and took my
We
time
were
with
sitting
it
on the back of the
to
truck
find
having a
out
cold
your
drink.
ex.
If he would have cut the grass when he was there a couple days ago, another guy wouldn't have to.
Cut the grass. You need to be worried about bills instead of cutting the grass because you ain't stay there that much longer after that.
Bills, worry about bills. You're right.
Worry about that
you're
yard.
right. I did have to worry about bills because soon as you seen the other guy there, you turned the lights off on me and my kids.
Your Honor.
But the guy never came inside my house. The guy pulled up, cut my grass. After that, we sat on the back of the
Ain't
truck,
nobody
had a cold
should be
drink. That
over
was it.
there.
That's what he came up and pulled up on.
Nobody should be over there. Then that same guy ended up sending naked pictures to my phone.
Because you asked him
No,
for
matter
it.
of fact, it was
He
her phone.
guy.
It was her
He-
phone.
he
I was
got in
talking
my
like
Facebook.
I was talking
He
like I
got
was
in
her.
my
I was at
Facebook.
work.
Hold on, one at a time. Let me
I was
hear
at
this.
work and I was, and he texted, but I had her phone. We switched phones that day. So I was texting the guy like I was her. And then he sent me a picture. So the same guy that supposed to be
And
my
what guy?
cousin.
Wait a minute
That's
now.
not true. Not true.
Is this the grass cutting guy?
Yes. He recognized the guy's face through my messages. The guy hit me up and said, hey, I never replied back. So he played like he was me and was writing the guy, asking the guy all kinds of questions. And did he enjoy my
And I got-
sex?
I didn't say
But
that.
I
But-
never
Did you,
asked him for
hold
it.
on,
I didn't
Mr.
know-
Lovett,
I
did
didn't
you
know that.
request a
No.
naked
Yes.
picture?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All of this leads you to doubt
Yes.
Corey Jr.
Because he's seen
is
another
your
man
child.
cutting my grass.
Yes.
Was there anything else going on? You can't get pregnant by somebody cutting the grass. Why don't you think Corey Jr. is your son?
She was involved with another guy.
That's what I need to know.
All right.
All right, so at the time Corey Jr. was conceived, you believe Ms. Jackson was involved with someone else.
Right.
Tell the court, what do you know?
I know that she went out with another guy, and I know she was chilling with another guy at the time we broke up, and it was no baby around. Then some time go later, now you pregnant, maybe because now you need a father figure for all your kids and somebody that
I don't need a
now
father
you
figure
want
for all my kids. My kids have a father figure.
With me.
Yeah.
So you feel like you all broke up and you all were at odds. She started going out with somebody else. Next thing you know, she's pregnant, but then trying to get back with you because you feel like she wanted you to take care of this baby and all of her other children.
That too, and also she's still married, so I wasn't taking it serious in the beginning.
Until I got
So
pregnant.
I'm still not
so now we
taking it
got
serious.
kids in between the marriage. So now we have to take an extra step, get parenting, and get proof that he's not the, you know what I'm saying?
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
She got whatever was you doing with her marriage, she got pregnant again by another guy. And then you turn around and get pregnant by me.
What he's trying to
Every
say
year
is,
since you've been 18,
I already had a child between marriage
baby.
before him.
So when you first got pregnant,
I would have been divorced.
you can't get divorced because you keep getting pregnant.
Exactly.
Not by me, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Her husband is here. We're gonna meet him in a moment. Now you can talk about it if you want, but you started a relationship with her too.
Right.
Exactly.
And got her pregnant.
Right. And I've been taking care of my responsibility.
But no, what I'm saying is you were informed.
He always tried to down talk me, but you knew me before. You knew how I was. You knew my facts that I was married before we even got sexually intimate. If it was a problem, you should have just walked away.
Not only that, it's like you say you're gonna do something, you need to do it.
What do you feel in this moment, Ms. Jackson? That's what I want to know. I see the emotion. Is it because you're angry at him or yourself, or you feel stuck or trapped? What are you feeling?
I just wish that I could have got a divorce before we had kids. That's all. Because every time we get into an argument, he's always throwing up the fact that I'm still married.
But you are convinced Mr. Lovett is Corey Jr.'s father.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're convinced of.
Oh, yeah.
She can't stay alone. And it shows whether I'm in her life or not, she gonna keep it
It
moving.
ain't my fault I look good.
Yeah, you look good.
Of course I can't stay alone. I can't
should.
go to the
You got a
mailbox
lot
without causing a car accident.
But you got a lot of kids
It ain't my fault I look good.
You got a lot of kids, and they need to learn their ABCs.
Listen, you are a beautiful young woman, but you do have trouble being alone.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
do.
not because you're beautiful.
Right.
That's not how you look on the outside. That's how you feel on the inside, babe. Okay? I want to move this forward. I want to get the answers that we need so we can figure out how in the world do we get ourselves out of this. Jerome, can you please escort Mr. Coleman into the courtroom?
Sure.
Ms. Jackson, I'd like to hear from your husband.
Watch your step going up the steps.
Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Coleman.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How long have you been married to Ms. Jackson?
6 years.
6 years.
Separated for 4 years.
In your mind, is there any chance you are Corey Jr.'s biological father?
No, Your Honor.
None.
No. I have my own life going on. I just had 2 beautiful twins. I'm just waiting for my divorce for them two to get themselves together so I could finally have my divorce.
It's holding off both of our life. We both can't get divorced. He has another woman, other kids in between the marriage. I have another man and kids between the marriage. We can't get a divorce because this boy won't sign an
Not because
affidavit
of me.
stating that those are his
Y'all should have
kids.
been got a divorce before you met me.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Before your other baby daddy.
When
So
I
don't
met you,
mention
it was
me, bro.
pending.
Well, you're in legal limbo. You are. Because a court is going to look out for the best interests of the child. If you got divorced today, all the children she's had, they be presumed to be yours.
Yep.
Yes.
That means you'd be responsible for child support for all those children.
That's what I keep trying to tell him. Like, why wouldn't you sign the affidavit? Do you know if something was to happen to me, that he's their father legally?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
You are
gotta
correct.
find out his baby
You ain't even got
mine.
no rights to your own children.
Well, I'm still gonna get.
If something was to happen to me, he's
Y'all
their
ain't-
legal father.
Before this, I was gonna
But that's
find
your
out
son.
his baby mine
But these are the
regardless.
things we have to think about while we're still having babies when we're in a legal situation. That's why today's results are so important.
Very important.
The stakes are high. I think it's time to go to the results. Jerome, I'm ready. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have 2 results today. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Lovette versus Jackson, when it comes to 1-year-old Corey Lovette Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Coleman, you are not his father. In the case of Lovette versus Jackson, when it comes to 1-year-old Corey Lovette Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Lovette, you are not his father.
Told this. That's why I wanted to get DNA.
Are you sure? How is that possible?
Do you know who his father is?
You know who it is.
Oh my God.
Do you need to sit down, Miss Jackson?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God.
And I have to ask you for Corey Jr.'s sake. Have you ever mentioned to this gentleman that he could possibly be Corey Jr.'s father?
Oh.
Have you all had a discussion? Have you talked about it with the other gentleman, that it's a possibility? Yes.
But you never cheat on me.
We wasn't together. We
Always,
break
every
up
time.
so much. We
And every
break
time
up
we break
so
up,
much.
You mess with a guy you just met, fool.
Yeah.
Soon we
We
broke up,
break
you just
up
met that
so
guy.
much.
Miss Love,
No,
that
Mr.
kid
Love.
did.
Someone that I already
Shut
knew.
up.
I already
Shut up.
knew this guy.
Whatever. He ain't did nothing for your kids. Ain't gonna do nothing for your kids.
I know this is hard for you, and I know
It is, so I don't even hit it.
Oh my God.
the DNA doesn't lie.
Oh my
It
God.
gives clarity to all of the confusion.
It's not like I knew it was another possible father and wasn't telling him, because if I would have felt like it was another possible father,
You wouldn't
I would
mention-
have told him.
You wouldn't said nothing.
I would've
You know
told
you wouldn't
him.
have no
I
chance to
would've
be in my
told him.
life.
Listen,
Just
we're
like
here
I'm-
now. We're here now.
Now I want a DNA for every kid I have.
Oh my God.
I ain't had-
Because we are familiar with these
Oh my
situations and we know how it can go, the court has administered a DNA test
Are you sure?
for Ariel as well.
I don't
Jerome,
understand. I don't understand. The time that I slept with the other guy was so far apart from
Shut
the
up.
day
You
that the baby was.
drunk.
listen, stop. Just stop. We know you're hurt. We know this situation didn't turn out the way you wanted to. But what you're not going to do is sit in this courtroom and downgrade and
wanna sit in this
disrespect a
courtroom
woman.
no more.
I know you don't. But you said you wanted an answer to the question as to whether Ariel was your biological daughter,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yeah.
Well, I have it.
Oh my God.
In the case of Lovette versus Jackson, when it comes to 2-month-old Ariel Lovette, it has been
Oh my
determined
God.
by this court.
It seems so unreal. Oh my God.
Mr. Lovette, you are Ariel's father. Ms. Jackson, what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
The other gentleman, does he wanna be a part of Corey's life?
He wanted to at first, but I kept telling him that it wasn't his because the dates didn't add up.
Well, you're gonna need to call him back. Listen. Ms. Jackson, look at me. You're gonna be all right because you have to. You have children counting on you. Mr. Taylor, you say your fiancée, Ms. Jackson, dropped a bombshell on you when she was 9 months pregnant and told you that you may not be her child's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
She later changed her mind and said you are Raymond's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
And while you're hoping he's yours, you're here today to prove that Raymond is not your biological child.
No.
Ms. Jackson, you admit to an affair during the window of conception with Mr. Green, who will join us momentarily, but you are in court today to prove to Mr. Taylor that he is your son's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Taylor, what is riding on today's results?
Well, this relationship, I've been through too much. I've done too much for the kids. I've been there since day one, raising this kid, fathering the kid, clothing the kid. I do everything for this child. And the only thing that I do know is that if this child ain't mine, I'll be walking out this courtroom today a single man.
You all are engaged. You have a family together. So there is a lot at stake here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand, Ms. Jackson?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
In your opinion, do you believe he has a right to doubt this?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I believe that he has a right to doubt it because I gave him the right to doubt it, but I feel that he knows how much I care for him, and I am praying today that these results show that he is the father of Raymond because our relationship is riding on it.
How did you end up cheating? What happened in the relationship that drove you to do that?
A few years ago, we just packed up and we moved to Florida for a fresh start, and I met Mr. Green in a shelter. And we ended up becoming intimate, but Mr. Taylor left me and my children stranded in Florida while he went away to, I guess, chase his dreams, knowing that we had nobody and knowing that we had nothing. And I felt alone, and I felt as if I had no one. And I felt that Mr. Green was there for me when Mr. Taylor was not there for me.
Mr. Taylor, did you leave her stranded?
Yes, for a job opportunity in Atlanta. You gotta understand, it was my girlfriend and our kids in a shelter. I couldn't do nothing there because it wasn't no job opportunities in Orlando. It was one in Atlanta, so I went for it. I tried to get in contact with her. When she was there, she was at a youth shelter. She was at a youth shelter, and at the youth shelter...
He didn't try to get in contact with me.
At the youth shelter...
I tried to get in contact with him. I didn't even know that he was in Atlanta for 2 days. I was blowing his phone up, calling him, and he was like, well, you're going to be upset when I tell you where I am.
You're lying.
And he was like, I'm in Atlanta.
Wait a minute. Wait. So he left for a job because he said he couldn't find work.
He left for a possibility of a job. He left because he felt that there could be more opportunity of a job here than it was in Florida.
The point is you moved to Atlanta because you thought you could make things better, to get a better life.
No, I knew I could make things better, and I did.
And you did.
He didn't.
I did. When I called to try to reach for her, she was having an affair with Mr. Green.
I had no one to turn to but Mr. Green. Mr. Green was the person that was there for me.
And what Mr. Green did for you? I've been here taking care of these kids. Mr. Taylor didn't send any money. Raymond got my last name. Where Mr. Green at?
Mr. Taylor didn't send any money while he was away.
All right. Let me hear you one at a time because I want to understand this.
This supposed job opportunity that he had, during this job opportunity, he never sent me or the kids any money. We barely had any contact with him. There was no one for me to turn to but Mr. Green. He was the person there for me, giving me emotional support, you know? That was what I needed at that time.
So how long after Mr. Taylor left for Atlanta did you turn to Mr. Green?
A few weeks.
3 days later, she was pregnant by October 12th. I left September 14th. That was less than a month.
No,
That's a lie.
I didn't do it right away.
Ooh, I'm so mad.
If he would have never left us there in the first place, this whole situation could have been avoided. If he would have just been a man about the situation, be a man about the situation.
They have no money.
Leave a message.
Kids was on the verge of getting taken away.
I'm going to go.
He's saying,
I have
but
to
Ms.
leave.
Jackson,
When I left, it was
You
feeling
never
like
sent
I was
no
on
money.
Let's get some order.
Job.
Let's get some order.
When he left, he says he left to get the job, and he said he tried to call you. Do you believe he just left and never called? Is that what you believe?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm certain that he did. I received every other message from the shelter. I received every other message.
So when you're at the shelter and you're
right?
not getting messages, in your mind you're saying, he just left us.
I was calling him as well, Your Honor. I was blowing his phone up for 2 days straight, leaving voicemail. I was calling off of another resident's phone, leaving text messages. So if he turns his phone on, even if he doesn't receive the voicemails, he received the text messages of me asking him where was he at.
Right.
So he knew.
So the bottom line is,
How?
you thought you left to better the family.
Yes.
You thought he just left.
Yes.
And so then you get involved with Mr. Green.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you all deciding to be boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah,
Were
it was
you
wiped
just
up,
having
boyfriend and
a
girlfriend.
sexual relationship?
It was a rebound thing, Your Honor. It was a rebound. He was going through a situation with the mother of his child, and I was going through a similar situation with Mr. Taylor. And we connected on that level because we were both going through the heartache of losing someone that we cared about and still wanting to be in that relationship. You know, it wasn't right, but it was emotions at the time. You cannot control your emotions when you feel that you want someone, and you know, I want Mr. Taylor to be there, but I couldn't have that at the time. So I felt that I wanted someone there to care for me, Your Honor.
So because I left to try to better the family, that gave you the justification to cheat? Because you were still in a relationship.
We weren't technically together.
Yes, we was.
If somebody
Yes, we was.
leaves you
Yes,
and
we
your
was.
kids with
And it would
nothing,
be exposed
you're
today.
technically not together. You don't
We
have
is
to
together.
say
So
we're
you saying-
broke up for us to be done.
So you saying if
leave.
your husband leave out of state for a job opportunity, y'all single? I left September 14th. She was pregnant on October 12th. Now you tell me, you know how long it takes to conceive a child, right? You know how long it takes afterwards to find out that you're pregnant. It takes a minimum of 3 weeks. So it tells you that she was intimate with him within a week of me leaving. To her to find out by the 12th, 28 days later that she was pregnant.
In your statement to the court, you said you didn't learn about this until she was 9 months pregnant?
Yes.
Explain.
Well, a guy that was on Facebook, he inboxed me, basically telling me that LaJoy was pregnant by Mr. Green. So that was my first time even hearing about it. I confronted her.
Now, have you talked to her? You've been talking to her on the phone?
Yes.
And she's never mentioned I'm pregnant?
No, but I confronted her about it.
We didn't have a lot of contact with each other,
Yes, we
and
did.
I was still having a lot of emotional
She
depression
made good
over our
good
relationship.
Facebook contact saying it was Umar Jr. though.
The only reason that I did that, Your Honor, is because I felt as if I was holding on to the last strand of our relationship. I knew that if I told him about Mr. Green possibly being the father, that he would be gone and there would be no chance of us.
So
I wanted to try to have
together?
him for just a little longer. I love this man. This is my heart. I should have thought about his emotions too, that he was gonna get attached to the child. And, I didn't think of that. I just put myself first. And I told him, I tell you all the time that I love you.
I want to understand this clearly. You're 9 months now. Mm-hmm. You didn't find out she was even pregnant.
I found out she was pregnant, but I thought it was by me.
At the 9-month mark is when you learn about Mr. Green.
Yes, officially.
When does she change and flip the script and say, now it's Mr. Green's?
I got incarcerated for driving without a license, and I was only locked up for like a day. And then I got out of jail and went to go see her, and that's when she told me about it.
And then what was your reaction?
I was mad. I didn't know what to do.
And so at the point you told him, Ms. Jackson, what you just needed to lay it all on the line?
It took me so long to tell him because that's hard. How do you tell somebody that you love that you did them so wrong,
You love somebody, how much you want to do them wrong.
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes,
That big
Your
of
Honor.
a mistake.
Everyone makes mistakes, even though my mistake was a great mistake. And if I could take it back, I would, Your Honor, but I can't. And I pray, I'm praying that he is the father.
while I was gone and she was pregnant, she was trying to get Ryan the whole time to be with her. Be with me. Can I name the baby after you? I put this on my daughter, man. She had a Magic Jack app on her phone. When you on Wi-Fi, you could text people. She was texting him. She was asking, can I name the baby after you?
Who is she texting?
Mr. Green, can I name the baby after you? This, that, and the third. Mr. Green saying, no, won't want no parts. And then when I come around, okay, since he don't want to be there, after she pursued to try to get him in the picture, he didn't want to, she threw me in the picture. That's why I believe.
Entirely, he knows.
What? That's
he knows
true.
the situation behind that. Your
Man,
Honor,
whatever.
I was messaging Mr. Green because I knew that he was potentially the father of my child.
Whatever.
And yes, I was messaging him trying to be on his good side because I didn't want us to be on bad terms.
How did you see her messages? You looked through her phone?
I went through her phone.
And you could see it all there.
I can't trust her.
Jerome, it's time for me to hear from Mr. Green. Will you please escort him into the courtroom?
Right up here, watch your step.
Mr. Green,
How you doing, Your
sit up straight for me in
Yes.
court, young man. You did have a sexual relationship with Ms. Jackson.
Yes,
Am
ma'am.
I correct?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What was the nature of that relationship?
I guess I met her in the shelter, and she when I met her, she told me that he had left her for a rap career in Atlanta. Just left and didn't want nothing to do with her. Had nothing to do with her. Didn't want to take care of the kids. So I'm
To
sitting
her,
there
what
and I
you just
feel
said,
bad.
right?
So I sit there. I feel bad. She got 2 kids. So I sat there and I felt bad. We vibed, and then I was going through stuff with my baby mom at that time. Then it got to a physical level. When we left the shelter, I just got I got my place, my condo, 2-bedroom bathroom by myself. I got that. So I told her that she can come stay with me because I don't want her on the streets. The whole time she be laying in bed with me. I look over, she messaging him stuff.
Really? You see that
light,
she's
right?
messaging Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, I didn't really know what for. So I didn't really care. But like I said, she told me he didn't care. He stranded me down here with the kids. He don't care about the kids. So I'm assuming it's all right. It's what it is.
Yeah.
So, Miss Jackson, it sounds like you saw this as a potential relationship.
It was a partnership.
It was shacking
But,
up.
Your Honor, I was financially unstable. After I left the shelter, I didn't know where I was gonna go from there. So, for a
So,
month.
okay, now I want to understand this. You move in with
I
Mr.
know.
Green.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
know.
At what point do you go back to Mr. Taylor?
When he dropped her.
No, he didn't drop me. I left.
When he dropped her.
No, I left.
When he dropped her.
So wait a minute,
know
Mr.
the
Green,
story.
is that
How you know the story from the text?
Too much
you saw it
clues.
on the phone.
No, too much clues. I'm an intelligent person, Your Honor. Too many clues. Too many clues. Everything I'm saying is
Your
coming
Honor,
true.
this man
Just
thinks
like
he's
this
the
child ain't
smartest
mine.
man in the world.
Just like this child ain't mine.
He knows
I'm
it's a
quite more smart
possibility.
than you.
Hold on. Let's not get out of control.
the story is you did ask her to leave the house?
We got in an argument. Everything went downhill from there. And after that, she had to go. I'm not gonna lie. Took stuff, put it outside. I don't
Your Honor, he is crazy. This man is crazy. I left, Your Honor. After the argument, it wasn't that he put me out and put my stuff out.
How did you end up back with Mr. Taylor then?
When I went back to Michigan, we ended up talking and we got back together.
Was this before or after Raymond was born?
This was before. This was while I was just,
While she was still telling me it was mine.
You're back now with Mr. Taylor during the pregnancy.
Yes, Your Honor.
The child's last name is Taylor.
Yes, Your Honor.
After she asked him, can she name it
That was-
Ryan Green, and he wasn't going for it.
So you did get a text that asked, can I name the
She
child?
bothered me
down.
for 2 years trying to get this.
Blow
I
him
haven't
down.
had any
down.
contact with him since
Blow
my
him
son
down.
was
I
a
wish I
month
could
old.
put up my
Blowing.
Facebook right now. All messages you trying to ask me to get DNA test. Stop stunting on, please.
Right, that
Please.
means you're a deadbeat. If you
Please.
know that you're a potential father, why wouldn't you want to take a DNA test to see if that's your child? That's deadbeat status.
You should know who the father is. That's your issue right
doesn't
there.
matter.
Because I'm here and he
It's
here.
about you.
Why?
If you know that
Maybe
you're
if
a
you've been
potential
faithful to
father,
me, wouldn't have issue.
Let's get some order. Ms. Jackson, I thought it was our understanding that you believe Mr. Taylor was the father.
Your Honor, I don't know which one is the father because
Okay.
I had sex with both of
all-
them.
it's-
around
it is.
Thank you. That's
She don't
what.
know.
That's
Well,
it.
knowing that-
That's why we're here, just to tell the truth. So the bottom line is you really don't know. You
Yes,
told
I
him
know.
he was the father. You messaging him as well
Telling him he the father.
because you don't know.
Yes.
Okay, that's the truth.
But
You
Like-
signed the birth
Kid,
certificate?
No, I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I was away from me not to sign it because I probably would have signed it and probably would have paid child
But
support.
now,
right now for a child that
Mr.
ain't mine.
Taylor, you have stepped up to the plate
Yeah,
and you
I
support
do everything.
the children.
I do everything for all her kids.
Thank you.
Clothes, I got that. Food, I got that. They want to play, I got that. I'm their best friend. They all tell you. They play with me. more than their own mama. I'm the playmate. Daddy, let's play. Let's play fire truck. Let's play dinosaur. Let me climb on your back. Let me play tickle claw. Little games that we made up.
And if this child is yours, after hearing the testimony presented today and understanding that a few more clues have come together in your minds, can you then still work on this relationship?
Don't do it.
I don't know.
Mr. Green, what if it's determined that Raymond is your biological child? Then what?
Then it's my child. I want something to do with the child. I don't want nothing to do with her. That's dead. That ain't nothing.
You're a deadbeat.
You don't want a daddy. You want a permanent babysitter for your children, all right? You want to be able to go
No,
out.
I don't.
You don't want
I don't
no
need
father,
a babysitter.
all right? You
I don't need a
that.
permanent baby.
All right,
Right.
let's calm down. Let's go to the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Taylor versus Jackson, when it comes to 3-year-old Raymond Taylor, as to whether his biological father is Mr. Taylor or Mr. Green, it has been determined by this court. His biological father is Mr. Green.
I figured. That's fine. If that's mine, that's good. And I respect you for being there.
I was about to say, you gotta get a child now.
Ms. Jackson, I know that was not the news you wanted today. So where do we go from here?
It's over.
Ms. Jackson, I know you were hoping that the result would be different today because you wanted to save your family.
Your Honor, I honestly don't know where to take it from here.
That's why I'm here. You're seeking comfort under the covers. When something goes wrong, when you feel fear, when you feel scared, you jumping in the bed with a man because maybe he can save me. Baby, you got to save yourself.
Ms. Allen, you were in court today claiming the defendant, Mr. Lavant, is denying your 6-month-old daughter, Layla, only because he's desperate to try to keep your affair with him a secret. You're here to expose that secret and prove paternity. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lavant, you and your girlfriend say you know you are not the biological father of the child in question and will prove your claim today in court. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Allen, so what upsets you most about the situation today?
He denying our child, and he needs to step up to be a man.
Why do you think he's denying the baby?
Because of his girlfriend, of course. His girlfriend telling him lies.
The girlfriend tells him lies?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like what?
No, I don't.
Telling him that the baby don't look like him.
That baby too light.
My baby do not to like, just because I have to like dark. And he don't want to break up his happy home with his girlfriend.
So you believe this is all about the girlfriend?
Yes.
Mr. Lavant, are you denying this child because you're trying to keep your relationship with your girlfriend?
No.
No. So you have a family together, you and your girlfriend?
Yes.
So there's a lot at stake here. You have children?
Yes, we do.
How many?
3.
You have 3 children.
Yes.
How did you end up getting into a sexual relationship with Ms. Allen?
At the time, we was going through something, and we split up for just the one night.
You split up for one night?
It was not one
We
night,
just split up.
Your Honor.
Like, we was going through some stuff,
No, it wasn't.
and
Yes, it
we
was.
had
No,
a
it
break
wasn't.
for a minute.
Yes, it was a one-night stand.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You just married because I got my baby, so be quiet. You wasn't here.
So wait a minute.
You tried to
wasn't
break up a
there.
happy
You
home
wasn't
because you knew we had
there.
3
Whatever,
kids
like I
together
said,
for the
okay,
longest.
whatever.
You've been
Whatever. I'm here
commenting on
today
my
to prove-
Facebook profile
No,
and all that.
I was there because I was telling you to keep him away from me.
No,
So
you've
thank
been
you.
stalking
Okay,
our
let's get
relationship.
some order because I want to understand this story. Ms. Allen, I need to know, did you know Mr. Lavant had a girlfriend and 3 children
No,
when you
Your
were
Honor.
sleeping with him?
No.
Yes, you did.
Was it
No, I
just a
didn't.
one-night stand?
No, it wasn't.
You commented on
We
my
was
firstborn
together,
child.
like I said, we was together 2010.
Y'all never
I
was
met him.
together.
No, yes, we was.
Over the phone?
Okay, first
Over the
off,
phone,
okay, well, I wasn't
child.
talking to
Really?
you.
So
Okay.
wait a minute. I want to understand the nature of this relationship,
It was
Ms.
a long
Allen.
distance relationship.
They only talk
it was,
over the
it
phone,
was a
Your
long
Honor.
distance relationship.
So it was a long-distance relationship. You lived in one state, he lived in another?
Yes.
Okay, and so how would you all, or when would you all see one another?
I saw him 2015, Your Honor, but we was dating 2010.
Y'all never was
So
dating.
it was a long distance relationship.
That's not what he told
And I
me.
met him through a mutual friend.
So you've known him since 2010.
Yes, Your Honor.
But then you're saying all of you all were back
was
and forth in a
off and on. We
relationship
was-
for 5 years?
Yes.
Sleeping
It was off and
together?
on.
Never.
No, it was off and on
Never.
type of relationship.
Y'all never was.
Mr. Lavant, were you talking to Miss Allen while you were in this relationship with your girlfriend?
No, I was not.
You met her in 2010.
I met her in 2010.
When you met her, did you tell her you were single?
Yes.
Never.
Never.
Yes, he did.
No.
Yes,
He
he
never
did, Your
did.
Honor. He was texting me on Facebook. We was calling each other on the phone in the video.
Well, how often did you talk to her on the phone?
I talked to her a year.
One solid year you were
Yes.
on the phone
Just
with her.
lies.
Yes.
Did you know this, Miss Lanier?
I
No.
knew about it, but I told him to stop
They
contacting
met in
her.
2013, Your Honor.
We
They
met in
two
2013.
so
We
how
had
you
our
know
first child in
about
2014.
You was
then
not there when we
2015,
met
and I
anyway.
just
So
had a
like I
child
said-
right after
like I said,
you.
was
One
not
out of-
there.
One at a
What
time.
I'm saying.
Mr. Lavant, you met this woman and you were having a phone conversation, a phone relationship for a year.
Yes.
And then you say that culminated into a one-night stand.
We was never in a relationship though. We was talking as friends.
No,
That's
Right,
about
but at
it.
some point you had sex. How did you end up having sex?
In
In
2015.
2015.
In 2015, what happened? You were in long-distance phone relationship.
I came to
down.
Atlanta in 2015 for my vacation. We meet up after that. We did
But
what
you
we did.
contacted
Like I
me in
said,
that
we
week.
did what we did in 2015. And I got the proof, like you know, that when we did it.
You have proof?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. So this is a calendar you
Yes,
brought.
that we.
So on this calendar, you claim you were intimate with Mr. Lavant on the 27th of December.
Yes.
Your due date
Was September the 26th.
was
2000.
September 26th. So Mr. Lavant, do you agree with what this calendar asserts?
Not at all.
You don't believe that?
Not at all.
Why not?
The dates is wrong. You
Okay.
text me a letter, a doctor's letter saying that you was pregnant on the 6th.
On the 6th of January?
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
Did you bring that letter?
No.
So, okay, that doesn't negate the fact that you all may have had sex on the 27th of December.
I told
But
him
she
I
was having
pregnant.
sex with
I
other men,
told
and Mr.
him
Mitchell
I
was her
was
current
pregnant on
boyfriend.
the
She
26th
broke up
of
with her
January.
boyfriend just to
No, I
break up
wasn't.
my
No, I
happy
didn't.
home with
No, I
Mr.
didn't.
Lavant.
You don't know, so you wasn't there.
You are saying that Ms. Allen was intimate with another man somewhere during this timeline.
Yes.
Can you tell the court where?
In the park.
It was not at the park.
I mean, at what?
It was not at the park.
You slept with Mr. Mitchell in the park.
Like I said, it was not at the park. So
I
they-
did not mean a location. I meant where within the timeline.
You had sex with Mr. Mitchell a day before you
don't
had
know
sex
when
with
I had
Mr.
sex with
Lavant.
him. You don't know when, so you wasn't not there. So why you here?
So now I gotta ask you this. Ms. Allen, do you admit you were also intimate with Mr. Mitchell during this window?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Allen, Mr. Lavant does not agree with your testimony or your calendar. Why are you so sure that Mr. Lavant is your child's biological father when you admittedly slept with Mr. Mitchell as well during the window?
Me and Mitchell and I did not finish what we did. Me and Jerome and I finished the intercourse.
Ms. Lanier,
Yes, Your Honor.
how did you find out your boyfriend may have gotten another woman pregnant?
He actually told me February 3rd
Yeah,
when she was 3 months pregnant.
I was 2 months.
What
He
did he
finally
say?
admitted
I
it
was
to
2
me
months.
after me and her had spoke over the phone, February 3rd.
How did you speak to her over the phone?
She called me.
And said what?
I am 3 months pregnant.
Wait a minute, how did you even know she existed?
She contacted me through social media on Facebook since 2014 when my first child was born. She,
Oh, so you knew.
She's been stalking us since day one. We've been together for 5 years.
That's not 5 years. Y'all been together for 3. Thank you.
We've been together for 5. The dates do not add up
The dates do
to
add
the
up.
conception of her child at all.
And you are still together right now?
Yes, we are. He actually just delivered our last child in February.
You just had a child in February?
Yes.
Now, if this child, Ms. Allen's child, turns out to be your boyfriend's biological child, is this relationship going to withstand
No, it's not.
this development?
No,
It
it's
won't.
not.
So you're saying if this ends up being your boyfriend's biological child, the relationship is over?
Yes.
Ms. Allen, has Mr. Lavant ever said, you know, I am this child's father? Did he admit it to you? He
yes,
did.
Through the text message.
And why are you so upset now?
Because he's denying my child. He needs to stand up for a place to be her daddy. I grew up with no daddy, so I know how it feels. So I want my daughter to have her daddy with her. It's her life out. It hurts me a lot. It really does.
You just want to break up a happy
No, I didn't.
home.
So be quiet.
You've been trying to break us up
No,
since day
wait.
one.
No, I didn't. Your man decides to cheat on you and me. Your man decides to call me on my phone.
No, wow.
You
He
text
has
me.
calls me and say, you want me up.
He calls you?
Yeah, in January.
That's a lie. That is
In
a lie.
January.
Mr. Lavant, have you ever accepted that Layla is your child?
No.
You have never accepted she's your child?
No.
Yes.
So you have no idea why Miss Allen would say
Where
this?
she
No.
sent pictures of the fake
Miss
child
Allen, you
in
said
them.
yes, he did say that.
Yes.
Do you have any proof
Yes, I
of
do.
such? Jerome, will you please hand me the proof?
That's how.
This is a series of text messages between the two of you?
Yes.
Text messages?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, happy Valentine's Day, Lily.
Lele.
Lele, Daddy loves you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Carlisha. Then you send a picture of
Layla.
Layla.
Daughter.
And then he says, Mr. Lavant says, what's she doing? And then you say, looking around. And then he says, she looking for me, laugh out loud. And then you say, laugh out loud, nah, her sis. And then you respond, Mr. Lavant, and I want my daughter.
Those text messages are fake.
That was not
I don't
fake.
know. That's not me.
It wasn't, Your Honor. How the heck do I send
That's
a
not
picture
me.
to myself and text myself? That's his number.
So you believe she fabricated all of this?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the motive here? Now, Ms. Lanier, you say she's trying to break you all up, she's been stalking you, and I mean this with all due respect. Why would she be so obsessed over you, Mr. Lavant?
Exactly.
I mean it respectfully. I really don't mean it in that way. I really want to know what? If you're just talking to her on the phone and nothing was really happening and you weren't having sex with her, you weren't leading her on except a one-night stand. This is like a movie or something. I mean, one-night stand leads to her wanting to destroy your entire family?
Correct.
Why?
Because she know I'm a good man and I take care of my kids.
No, you don't. You want to take her, Layla?
Now, I will say this. I'm not overlooking the fact that you have reason to doubt. I mean, she's admitted that she slept with somebody else.
She been sleeping around with plenty other men.
No, I didn't.
Besides Mr. Mitchell.
No, I haven't. That's lies.
She even contacted me and told me that she was sleeping around
That's lies.
throughout her whole entire pregnancy.
That's lies. Lies, Your Honor.
I think we need to hear from this other man. Jerome, I'm ready to hear from him. Can you please escort Mr. Mitchell into the courtroom?
Yes. I'm going to have you go to the bench right next to the judge.
Mr. Mitchell, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're in court today talking about the paternity of beautiful baby Layla. I would like to know first and foremost, did you have a sexual relationship with her mother, Ms. Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
You did. Did she ever tell you that you could be Layla's father?
No, ma'am.
She didn't.
No, ma'am.
And so, do you believe you are Layla's father?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Lavant, after you heard Mr. Mitchell's testimony, does that change in any way how you feel about Miss Allen's assertions?
No.
It doesn't?
No.
I mean, he's a man of few words, but he was pretty direct.
She's just trying to pin her baby on Mr. Lavant.
No.
Because she knows that Mr. Lavant is a good man to me and to our kids.
So, Ms. Lanier, after you've heard this testimony, has any of it changed how you feel about this? Do you still believe that Ms. Allen is lying and your boyfriend is not her child's father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you still stand by the fact that if he is, you are done with the relationship?
Yes, I am.
And you all have how many children?
3.
3. I think it's time we go to the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Allen versus Lavant Mitchell, when it comes to 6-month-old Layla Allen, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Mitchell, you are not the father. Mr. Lavant, I can hear a pin drop right now in this courtroom. In the case of Allen versus Lavant Mitchell, when it comes to 6-month-old Layla Allen, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Lavant, you are not the father.
Yes!
Wait.
Yes.
Miss Allen?
He's the only man I slept with, though.
Unfortunately, Ms. Allen, given this DNA evidence, that cannot be the truth. And Mr. Mitchell is not the child's biological father either. There must be at least one other person. Do you know who he is? You don't. You've got some thinking to do for your baby. But I have to say to you, if you keep up with this behavior, you're gonna be back in this courtroom again. You don't lay down with men on a whim. You're a valuable, beautiful girl. You now are the mother to a valuable, beautiful little girl.